Hi everyone, I'm Fumi Ovie-Daniels and I'm here to still talk about the benefits of marriage. And today I'm going to be talking about having someone in your life who you can really rely on when things get tough. And that is from Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 10. It says, if one person falls, the other can reach out and help. But someone who falls alone is in real trouble. He said, if one person falls, the other can reach out and help. One benefit and beauty of marriage is that you can depend on your spouse when you are at your wit's end. Now, we are not always going to be strong. Even the strongest of personalities have their moments of weakness. Even the people that tend to have it all together, they have the times when it feels like all hell breaks loose around them, all right? But one of the benefits that you get to enjoy, especially if you marry well, is that you have a partner, your spouse, that you can rely on, who can help you in those moments, especially when you go through very difficult, trying times. Let me use my life as an example. When I got married with the expectation that after 1 year, I was going to get pregnant and I was going to start having children. But 6 months into my marriage, I was diagnosed with infertility. First of all, I was diagnosed with PCOS. I was told that my hormones were not balanced and so many other things that they were telling me at the hospital. Now they put me on medication, and those things began to have its adverse effect on my health and my body and what have you. And of course, I expected that with the medication things were going to ease out and I was going to be okay. But it was just going from bad to worse. Every time we go to the hospital, it was always one negative report after the other. So I remember the one of the times I went to the hospital and they had to do the x-ray, they had to do the test and all of that, and that was when they discovered that my fallopian tubes were blocked and that I was not ovulating. So many things that I can't even remember now that they said. But the bottom line, what they came up with was that I won't be able to have children normally, naturally. That means if I want to have children, I'll have to look for alternatives like IVF and whatever you. And now it was a very trying time for me because I was hemorrhaging, because I wasn't ovulating, so my period was coming, and if it comes, it can come for 1 month. I can see my period for 1 month and all of that. Now imagine going through that, and the person you are married to is someone that is not feeling you, understanding what you're going through. It can be very, very challenging. But thank God for the kind of spouse I had. My husband was one of my strongest support system during those moments and that period. It lasted for almost 3 years, but my husband was supportive. It affected us. Imagine you having a wife that is constantly bleeding. First of all, that sex is already out of the equation. But he was ready to deny himself of all that. His major focus was on the health and the well-being of his wife. Now, this is what marriage is about. Where you have a partner, someone that you can rely on when you're going through a tough time, because you will go through a tough time. There are things that you can't come on social media, and there are things I've gone through in my life that even my husband have gone through, that we both have gone through, that we can't share on social media, but we know what we've gone through and we have been there for each other. That is what marriage does. Marriage gives you a support system in your partner. Thank God for family, thank God for friends, thank God for pastors, for mentors. But the best support system you can have is in your partner, because this is someone that you live with, that you sleep with, that you are in the same house together. Do you understand? Who knows you inside out. So that's why the scripture says that when you fall, you have someone that you can reach out to. Imagine you falling and you're able to stretch forth your hand and say, help me, and that person is able to help you. And when the person also is going through his own trying time, you're there for the person. That is the work of marriage. And I believe that this is where some people now begin to feel like maybe they made the wrong choice of a spouse, because when they are going through their crisis, their spouse is not there. Now that is a different ball game. I mean, if you find yourself in that kind of situation, I recommend that you seek counseling. You and your partner seek counseling. Sometimes it could be some unresolved issues that have just created that friction, and so both of you are really not in each other's worlds. But when you are in your partner's world, when your partner is going through a crisis of faith or something is happening, you are there to stand with your partner. So this is what beautiful benefits of marriage. So the next time someone is demonizing the idea of marriage, remember that marriage itself is good. Now it becomes bad when you settle with the wrong person, but it is good, and this benefit is a sure is beautiful. I mean, having a partner that you can rely on when you're going through a trying time. So I will share in the next couple of videos other benefits of marriage. All right, until then, stay empowered.